From the beginning of time, humans have always looked towards the sky for inspiration and guidance. There has been a fascination with birds, stars, gods, goddesses, and other entities which seem to exist above us, and for many humans, a strong yearning to travel into space. Man has dreamt of flight since observing space, and now it is time to become the space traveller. The future of space travel requires us to understand from where we came, to see where we are going.
Several thousand years ago, philosophers Mozi and Lu Ban from China were looking to the wind for flight. They invented kites using silk and bamboo, allowing for the later development of communication, measuring distances, testing the wind, and lifting men.
The invention of the kite brought with it the desire to fly. The first known attempts at flight were typically by leaping off towers, known as tower jumping. People in China, India, and Europe first attempted flight this way.
In 1670, Francesco Lana de Tarzi published a book that showed some interesting concepts. The concept of copper foil in a sphere with a vacuum would produce a vacuum airship. This is still not possible with today's materials. Francesco is recognized as the father of aeronautics, melding science and mathematics into aerial navigation.
The Chinese are believed to have developed the first hot air device. The Chinese lantern using hot air from a candle can take flight and was first used for signalling. The hot air balloon achieved the first human lift and advanced to what we know of as the Zeppelin.
The first attempts at flight in a heavier-than-air flying machine were made by more than just the Wright brothers. Most attempts failed, however, they were the stepping stones for what was to come later. The oldest airport, College Park, is still in operation today.
Airplanes evolved rapidly through the century, from propeller to helicopter to jet aircraft, and most of that technology is used today.
During the Second World War, Germany developed rockets that could go a limited distance. The basic rocket technology used then is still used today. The space race started with the Soviet Union and the USA in 1957 and led to many developments for the next step, the moon.
The spacecraft assigned as Apollo 11 was the first spacecraft to have landed on the moon. The space shuttle operated at tremendous cost. Burning the fuel proved to be wasteful and dangerous technology. The International Space Station, ISS, is a habitable artificial satellite that was assembled in low Earth orbit in 1998 with the use of the space shuttle. The ISS can often be seen with the naked eye from Earth.
SpaceX, as a private aerospace producer and space transportation services company, was founded in 2002 by Elon Musk with the goal of reducing space transportation costs and enabling the colonization of Mars. SpaceX reuses the first stage of their primary rocket, Falcon 9, by vertical propulsive landings. Although, up to present time, it still uses the rocket fuel burning technology. Mehran Keshe has always said, the time for burning fuels is over, but did we need to start with that technology in the first place?
Ancient cultures have suggested the use of an alternative means of transportation. With reference to possible plasma technology,
you can go to New York from Brussels within 2 to 5 minutes. And most of this 5 minutes is actually landing and getting up.
Mehran Tavakkoli Keshe was born in Iran in 1958. As the son of an X-ray engineer, he was introduced to the world of radiation and nuclear science at a very young age. In 1981, he graduated from Queen Mary, the University of London, as a nuclear engineer specialized in reactor technology system control. At that time, he developed a number of theoretical ideas related to more simple nuclear concepts and their applications. In 2002, he decided to finish the full design of his ideas about nuclear technology. This included the creation and control of gravity and energy by the use of nuclear materials in a clean and safe hydrogen reactor. Mehran Keshe introduced the concept of double magnetic fields to explain the magnetic and gravitational field of Earth.
Unknown by the existing scientific community, he wrote a number of scientific papers in 2004 and sent them for peer review, such as the creation of black holes. When one of the persons performing the peer review used his information in public, he decided to draw back his papers and to concentrate further on building prototypes.
Since the beginning of 2006, several prototypes of dynamic reactors have been built, some specifically designed to create hovering effects, similar to effects seen with magnetic levitation. Basic hovering effects have been achieved. 2007 brought the first flight test with radioactive material, in which the patents describe the process of the field interactions.
The main patent, Gravitational and Energy System, described the initial fundamental aspects of the plasma and uses. This was followed by the supplemental patent, Microplasma Reactors, where further uses and advancements were described. Mr. Keshe found himself in Iran in 2008 and was provided all the resources needed to create the first lift of a plasma reactor managed by the Iranian government. These special rotating gas reactors were used to control the plasma. To bring a deeper understanding, Mr. Keshe released the first book in 2009, The Universal Order of Creation of Matters, which contained many new concepts released to the public. This included the PMTIC plasma magnetic fields, initial fundamental plasma and plasma dilution technology used for space reactors. The plasma technology was further developed and it manifested in weight fluctuation in a controlled environment. 2010 introduced a new state of matter called GANS, an acronym for gas in nanosolid state. The GANS produces fields to be used in the operation of the spaceship. Advanced flight tests were performed in Iran with the guidance of Mr. Keshe and the newly designed systems.
Mr. Keshe tells us you can't bring all the doctors with you in space. Medical research advanced in 2010 and is still being explored daily all around the world. The Keshe Foundation has provided knowledge for dealing with many medical conditions in space.
A great example of plasma technology used for peaceful process is the capturing of the USA drone over Iran in December 2011. This drone was touted as one of the most advanced drones of its day and was caught by Iran using plasma to disrupt the communications. Plasma absorbs fields and the drone uses radio fields for piloting, a natural aspect of the plasma, a barrier of fields.
Book 2, The Structure of the Light, was released in 2011. This book brought forward the understanding of the structure of light as a cylindrical plasma where the light is in possession of all magnetic field strengths. Book 3, The Origin of the Universe, was published later in 2011. Mr. Keshe explained the further operation and interaction of different strengths of the same fields, which then leads to the creation of the universe. These 3 books bring forward a much deeper understanding of the plasma science that is applied worldwide by knowledge seekers and scientists in spaceship research and development.
There were 2 conferences to release the space technology to governments in 2012. The first international presentation in April, Keshe Foundation invited representatives of every country to the first presentation of the plasma technology. The second international presentation in September, Keshe Foundation invited the nations of the world through their ambassadors and their leaders to attend a gathering at the Keshe Foundation Center in Nenove, Belgium.
Space travel requires peace. The implementation of the plasma technology brings greater responsibility. In 2013, Mr. Keshe brought forward the World Peace Treaty. Signing of the peace treaty is a confirmation from yourself to your soul to act correctly in a peaceful manner.
In 2014, knowledge seekers came together from around the world to learn from Mr. Keshe, and many different experiments with reactors were performed, including improving the previously developed reactors to fit with the new knowledge, introduction of nano-coated reactors, multi-core GaN systems. The Spaceship Institute lab experiments were streamed live on the internet for all to see. SSI lab tests with reactors showed strong magnetic field pulses up to 129 Tesla and showed significant weight fluctuations. In December, an experiment was performed using reactors built by knowledge seekers from around the world. Italy, Germany, and Canada were involved in field communication tests. The tests showed that fields can interact with each other no matter the distance or time, resulting in instant communication.
In 2015, developments for space continued with different aspects of the plasma technology, such as in health, energy, and decontamination. In October of 2015, Mr. Keshe taught a popular week-long course called the Blueprint Teachings about how to build the MAGRAV power units. People from all over the world participated with building their own MAGRAV units and teaching others. With the demand of the Keshe Foundation products from all over the world, a new research center and manufacturing opened in Arizona, USA. Many developments of the technology happened in different parts of the world, and Keshe Foundation USA is no exception. John and the team started performing experiments using different sensing tools. These tools allowed the team to visualize the MAGRAV fields and to show others their interactions. With reactor formations showing positive results, partaking in the knowledge together is easier and more joyful than ever. The fun has just begun, says MT Keshe.
Mr. Keshe publicly teaches the space technology through the weekly Knowledge Seekers workshops. Plasma enthusiasts from around the world participate in gathering the knowledge and putting the puzzle together in the space race. All people, irrespective of race, nation or religion, are invited to participate in the exchange of knowledge, thus assisting humanity to live within the ethos of the universe. It is recognized that international cooperation and peace is a prerequisite for mankind to journey into deep space. Individuals and nations are invited to come together in the spirit of collaboration and unity to enable peaceful application and the use of plasma technology for space travel, food, agriculture, energy, transportation, health, and more. We are excited to release the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Blueprint to humanity.
Welcome everybody to the 221st Knowledge Seekers Workshop for Thursday, April 26, 2018. I'm your host, Rick Crammond, and as usual, we will be joined with Mr. Mayran Keshe of the Keshe Foundation, who's been here for the last 220 Knowledge Seekers Workshops to guide us in the plasma teaching. And I'm sure he will continue with more of that today. So without further ado, let's hear from Mr. Keshe.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you listen to these Knowledge Seekers series. As usual, we start with many different things, and we've been told there are many things to be discussed. There are a lot of questions raised since the blueprint day for the spaceship. It's raised a lot of interest, self-searching, and trying to find out if we can do, if we can achieve things which we thought could not be or might not be able. Now we know we are the key to the opening of the door into a space. If we don't have the financial means of doing it, we have the essence within our soul to achieve the same. In the deeper space, we never see factories, we never see space stations. We don't have Boeings and the others to build jet planes. But in so many ways, they all do. They all manage to take into space, and they all manage to be part of the space. So it's come for man to mature and join the rest of the world, the rest of the scientific world of the universe, and with it to bring us a lot of understanding, a new ethos, a new way of searching for travel, where most probably we all travel very soon to the depth of the space. Some with machines, some using our souls as a source of the energy. Some of us think we have to go to our soul to be able to take into space. But as we always say in all the teachings, every system needs a twin. Those of you who look inside and think to expand, that you could, you can create a condition. But don't forget, you're attached to this planet. Your soul is made of this planet. So, as part of the soul which has created you, there is a twin somewhere in the space. The key is to find a twin. That with a twin, you find a new position in dimensions of universe. This is very hard for a lot of you to understand. But gradually, as we become masters of this technology, we all will understand we need a twin soul to be able to travel the depth of the universe. Is it? Was it? Would it be? Am I? Where is? Could it be? At the point of the inception, we become a satellite to another satellite. We have a parallel. In so many ways, we ignore this because we don't understand it. In many ways, is the line of communication for us in parallel with. Many of us will come to understand this position very soon. Most of us conquer this position on passing the physicality. But the way we are teaching, many of us will start understand more. It's not that I can lift myself, it's where I can go to according to what I have the position of. As I said in the teaching of last time, the soul of the man does not become another star, another planet in this universe. He has his own strength. He lives in his own dimension, his universe. So now you understand where the soul, the twin soul, the partner of the soul of the man could be. But it needs a lot of understanding, it needs a lot of comprehension. And all of us travel with our own twin souls in the dimension of the universe. Those of us who have just started the trip of the life of the universe by the birth on this planet will take time to mature. And then on maturity, we become to understand that we are capable, and we could, and we are talented enough to be able to conquer these, to understand the new dimension in life. For the others who is far to understand, will take into the ships, will take into systems that allows them to become the tourist of physicality. Life is sweet if we understand where we can go. As usual, there's a lot of points for us to clear, and we usually make some sort of announcements and let people know what we think, what we are about to achieve, and what we are about to do. One of the best news I have for you is the Chinese Keshe Foundation Space Unit has been put together more or less. And very soon we will see, as we did with Iran, we will show Keshe Foundation Chinese spaceship systems. I'm proud to be part of this group, to be able to achieve what came to this, what they call part of the world. If you listen to the first tape which just been played, he said one of the first people who made the kites were Chinese. Maybe the space flight finishes with Chinese. In the depth of space, but in the hand of public. The Chinese spaceship program will lead to maturity very soon. Every effort has been made to make sure that this process matures within a short time. I thank all the Chinese Keshe Foundation supporters, Keshe Foundation team in China, and many people in the background who have made this being possible. We are very open about it because the nation is proud of what it's doing, and especially the Keshe Foundation supporters are proud in what China will lead into. We got to respect and understand this system become a tool for peace, not to put tool for another condition and position. The reason I have speeded up the production and completion of the spaceship of the Keshe Foundation China to go for test and trial is two things. We hear a lot of rhetoric from America in respect to Iran. I said, I respond. I am responding. My direct call goes to the American President. Your Excellency President Trump, you are invited to Tehran for peace talk by the Iranian nation and not the government. This is a direct talk to the American administration. If Tehran or Iran gets touched, a single son of Iran means a single son of the president's soul. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. One daughter of Iran means one daughter of presidents. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. I do not touch physicality, I take the soul. Peace has to come by means of understanding, not by means of war. Any naval forces, any air force forces attacking Iran, we do not touch. We take the soul of the family of the soldiers who have fired. Now, as I said in my talks before, the man who makes the bullet is as guilty as the man who fires the bullet. The man who gives the instruction for sons and daughters of Iran to be killed, for whatever reason, has to consider they take the soul of the nation. We take the soul the same, we leave the physicality. This is a peace talk. Your Excellency President Trump, you're invited to Tehran as a brother, as a friend, for talk on peace. The same goes to the French president. We are men of peace, but as I said in the blueprint, I have the gift to give, as I gave to Naomi, but I have a gift to take too, for those who put foot wrong. And by the same rule, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. One son of Iran for one son of American soul. We do not kill. We just show how the soul can leave the body. Then before anybody touches any rockets, any bomb, any missiles in the direction of Iran, Marines, submarines, Air Force, American Army, Navy, think one thing. We are not going for a soldier, we're going for the whole family, because if the blood is bad runs down all the family. This is not a threat, this is a direct act of loving mankind. We are not killing, we are moving souls. The physicality built total, but you have seen what gives, what comes when you give a soul to a person survives. This is understanding what peace means. This means understanding we are directly in line for peace. Time for war and killing is over. We do not kill. We move the souls directly where they should be. Not a bullet, but the power of understanding the operation of the universe. All these rhetorics have to stop. I was involved in the peace with Iran and America in 2012. We've seen the woman who put me 11 days in prison in Canada, she's still paying with her own brain in the United States. We've seen other acts of the Keshe Foundation as a peaceful organization. We demand peace on condition of peace. You can bring all the websites of the Keshe Foundation down, but you cannot bring humanity down. Your Excellency President Trump, you're invited as a friend, as a human person, to Tehran as a guest of the nation, not to bomb the nation, but to bring the flower of peace and talk. All the rhetorics in respect to any war has to stop. We have killed enough without any purpose. Thousands of years men have killed, not anymore. As I said, in whatever path of belief you are, you've always been encouraged to be peaceful men. I have drawn and I have warned, and now I act. I give the love of God and life to the children of the President of the United States. But at the same time, he has to respond back with hand of peace for the Iranian nation. We do not represent governments. We represent men, children, boys and girls of Iran, the people who run and built this nation. I hope our American friends understand. Talk the path of peace. I do not touch. I just need to think, and that will happen. We've been told there is a number of questions that needs to be answered from the past times. Can you please let us know, and we can answer, please, Rick?
Yes, sure, Mr. Keshe. Let me get up a screen share here first of one of your drawings from last, the 220th Knowledge Seekers Workshop.
I can't remember. You gotta remember why this one's for.
Well, perhaps this might refresh your mind. The question
I know
was,
what it is. Yes.
of course you do. The question in the community forum, the Keshe Foundation Community Forum, from Kiana Mwangi, says, this could be the greatest 10 minutes of all the teachings. The field plasma only reactor. One question, how do I know if it's activated and ignited? What are the signs? If I am thinking light, am I correct?
The point is, you have to go back to a lot of teachings, back, maybe in the first 20, 30, 40, 50 teaching. Those days when a lot of people used to bring and show things, and we used to see, there is somewhere in the archive, you see that the ganses float with a very high speed around the box, and it's a square box. And when you create such a dynamic situation, a zinc, a nano-coated zinc plate, a copper, a nano-coated copper, you create, plus if, for example, you put an iron, you create a condition of the difference in potential strength of the magnetic fields, and that itself creates to trying to reach balance, motion in the ganses and motion in the field. In the universe, we never see ganses. We never see what you call motors. Is the potential difference in the strength of the gravitational magnetic field in trying to reach balance leads to creation of motion. And the one which has the strongest power of the two dictates the direction of the motion of the weaker one. This is very clear. You will see it in many researchers have reported the past 2, 3, 4 years that we see in dynamic reactors, the reactor going clockwise stops. I had a report from Arizona this week. The reactors stop and it becomes no use. And then it starts moving the other way around. It's the same motor, it's the same engine, The only difference is that the motors has to be influenced by the field forces of the plasmatic condition, and whichever is stronger, it moves. In the test, we have seen the other condition of reversal is like when the proximity changes positioning. Then we understand that these plasmas are dynamic. The ganses are dynamic. And the more and more plates you add, the more you increase the difference between the potential difference between one layer to the other. And this creates a condition of the speed to become faster, and depends which one is the opposite way, it goes slower. This is how you control your reactors in a high speed travel. There are no brakes, no brake pads, no clutches. By condition of the creation of the layers in interaction with each other, you create a motion of speed for your plasma. So you don't need to, and if you have put by any chance a gans of amino acid in one of these packs and you left it in the water or in your box, you'll see the interaction of the soul of the man interaction, it is yours. And then it's locked to you. It's what it is because it has to it. If you remember when we say when you're testing something, put one drop of the other in the first one. We are in a very advanced position in development of the spaceship systems for China. We are rapidly, and as I said, I'm supervising this directly myself, that we reach flight in China in the fastest way possible. This is needed for what we set out to do, and it's needed for application of peace on this planet. And the reason I've shown you different angles and different understanding is how you can create motion and the speed. So your soul dictates. It's dynamic. Even if you don't have a water in there, the plasma inside floats. Some people say, why do we need this? Why do we need that? In the plasmatic condition, if you can hold on to the center and create a dynamic flow inside the ball, when the gases outside collapses, the inside has nothing to do with outside because it's of a different dimension. It has made its own center. And once that rotation within the plasma inside takes over, it has its own dimension, becomes its life. It's the same very much as we see the womb of the mother gives life to the physicality of what they call multiplication of the cells, and to a point when the multiplication of cells reaches a critical point that they create their own dynamic center, which we call the soul of the man created, then it becomes independent from the mother. So you have to follow the same procedure. You keep the system to a point that it reaches rotation, and appropriate rotation which you want it to reach, and then you withdraw the gases and physicality. So now you have a plasma. The condition of creation and holding of a plasma is to be able to create field flows inside your hollow ball. Not just because it's there. Some people think just I'll put a ball in there, I have it followed. No, you have to create a dimensional field flow that the soul of the system is created. Now that ball is independent. Now you move to the next step of the creation of matters if you want to, or fields, or position. Understand the principle fully. Understand exactly what this means. There should be no ambiguity. I'll try to explain this as understood fully. Go back to the teaching when we showed the swimming pool in Nigeria. You remember I said to our dearest friend Alex, but there is no water in it. But I said, it doesn't need water because the fields are there. You can walk in that empty space, you still receive it. In the space, you go for a spacewalk, you still receive all sorts of fields and radiation. There is no water in there that it stops it. Any other question?
Yes, let me have addressed the second question in the forum under that same topic, which was the Caroline core condition reactor. Lawrence actually had some pictures and so on to show, but we'd have to deal with that later. But he has a question, he has a request to Mr. Keshe. Please explain in the next teaching the reconfiguration of the plasmatic fields within the neutron that lead to the creation of fields with the caustic method, and in reverse, the creation of GANs in the saltwater solution. It would be nice to understand the process in detail so that we can play with the 3 6-to-1 cores to achieve similar effects.
He said in the next program, I will do that.
Well, he meant
this one.
He meant this one, but if you would promise it for the next one, that would be good. And maybe we can get Lawrence to show his concepts as well. He's got some good ideas to work with.
So let's have a look.
Let me see. Well, you can maybe, I'm not sure if I can. He's got it set up in a.
Did you show this in your workshop yesterday?
Yeah, I was in the workshop.
And I don't want it. No.
Okay.
People go there. I'm sending you customers. Come on. You never such a good salesman, huh? If you showed it there, let them come and see there. Let them get you to see it.
Yeah, but people show it in the plasma group, and I figure if it's a good idea, then they should bring it to the knowledge workshop and expand.
You have enough there. You have enough there.
It's the seed. It's the.
Okay, let us see. I know. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Well, I like I said, I would have to open up the workshop in order to have a look at it. It'd be nice if Lawrence was here. Let me check the list and see if he actually might be available. You're listening, Lawrence, and would like to show your things. Now would be a good time to come into the Zoom. You see, what can I do?
We forgot about the question.
Well, do you want me to read the question again?
Yeah, please. And can you answer it, because you already done it yesterday?
Well, I don't know if he's got a whole different configuration that he's working with the 6-to-1 core idea, and I'm not sure if I understand all of it, but anyway, the question goes, please explain in the next teaching the reconfiguration of the plasmatic fields within the neutron that lead to the creation of fields with the caustic method, and in reverse, the creation of...
Sorry, so you don't need, if you go that way, it means you haven't understood. You don't need caustic for neutron.
He's saying the fields within the neutron lead to the creation of the fields with the caustic method.
What does it mean? Does it? Where?
Well, this is the thing, yes.
Maybe he's got to rephrase his school of thoughts and then send us a new question.
Okay, we can work on that in the forum and try to refine that.
Any other question?
Oh, wait a minute. Lawrence has his hand up here. Let's bring him in and see what he has to say.
Hello, good morning.
Hello. Yeah, if you
Where are
could
you from,
speak up
Lawrence?
a little bit, Lawrence, because your microphone's a bit low there. Thank you. Yeah, if you can say where you're from and who you are.
Hello.
Are you still there, Lawrence? We're not hearing your microphone now. I think he's trying to reset it probably. Can you try it again there now? No, we're not hearing you at all yet. Check your sound settings for microphone, see if you have the correct microphone selected.
While he's doing this, there's a question coming. In respect to what we said about position of Iran with the United States, imprisonment or assassination of me, physicality doesn't count. I'm not afraid of imprisonment or assassination because the physicality for me is in dimension. I will carry out what I promised through my soul. Thank you very much for asking the question.
Hello?
Yes, you sound like you're at the bottom of a pit somewhere. Maybe we lost you in the cosmos.
I had an incoming call and I'm using a mobile phone to call in and it messed up with
Okay.
the Zoom. I had to restart. Hopefully you hear me better right now.
Yeah, where are you from?
I am from Hungary.
Oh, I hope you had food enough. You're not hungry anymore. You can ask.
I was the one who asked the question which led to the explanation you gave us in the last meeting, the box that has been displayed. And yesterday I explained to the other people that the fields that are created by the soul in the middle of this original setup is, if we create multiple of these souls, then we can use them as scaffolding for higher levels of fields. And referring to an earlier teaching of yours, you said we can create a similar setup of fields with our own emotions if we have 4 different emotions at the same time, similarly to the box that we showed with the different fields created by the metals and the nano-coated copper. And my question was regarding the caustic and the salt, is that the caustic somehow, I don't understand how, creates an interaction with the nano-coated copper, that the nano-coated copper turns from metal to a plasmatic field emitter. And that plasmatic field is then used in combination with the different other metals to create the separate plasmatic field, self-contained soul, as you explained just right now a bit earlier. And in reverse, we then use the same method with the sodium, the saltwater solution, to capture the fields into GANs. And there is some magic which I don't understand in relation of the Earth's magnetic fields and the sodium that creates the process in one direction and the other direction. And as far as I've understood your teachings, the neutron is contained also of plasmatic fields. It's a combination of the matter magnetic fields, the antimatter fields, and the dark matter fields, as you call them in your book. And as far as I understand, since it's a fractal of these star tetrahedrons that we're working with in this creation setup, it's always the ratio of the different fields that we interact with to create the different appearances, whether it's a plasmatic field appearance or a matter appearance. And it's the same process that we need to understand, that the caustic soda does with the copper and the sodium solution does with the plasmatic fields to create the spaceship and to have it go into the plasmatic field state, or then later emanate from the fields and appear somewhere where we need to be, or where we want to be. So this is the question. I hope you follow.
I haven't understood the question yet. Maybe you can answer the question, then we understand the question. You see, you refer to sodium and caustic and other things. The reason we chose sodium both for separation of molecular to atomic nano, and then from the separation of the nano to GaNs, is purely because of the condition, atmospheric condition of this planet. Purely,
yes.
Purely.
Yes. But it does something with the matter, the copper as matter. It reconfigures the copper to behave.
No, it doesn't reconfigure. No. You have understood the whole thing the wrong way. The purpose we use caustic, and you got to understand this very, very clearly, very quick. The top layer of copper is very, very weak melting point. Very weak. It separates but sticks to itself like a oxidization. And what we do, due to the rapid heat, we separate that oxidization atom, oxidized atom, to move out. But when it comes back, the layer below it has already taken the first position, gravitational magnetic field. So the atom cannot come back to create the molecular structure, because now it's free. This is why it's called GaNs, gas in nano state, because the material has nanosized. It means become individual. But as it separates to evaporate, then it comes back to connect. But the last layer has cooled before it, because it has a central point out. Then it cannot attach itself to it. The only thing what it has is a magnetic field positioning itself to it, because it's very much like what the Arabs say regarding the ostrich. It says, if you're a camel, where is your hump? It says, I'm a bird. It says, if you're a bird, why don't you fly? It says, I'm a camel. When the first layer moves due to the rapid heat and oxidization, then the next layer and the layer underneath move the same way, because that's why if you have tested your, when you nano coat, the heat, initial heat on your plate has a direct effect on a lot of things when you make ganses, and the quality of the ganses and quantity. It's nothing to do with what you explained, at least it's not to my understanding. So it's separation, it's a physical separation, and then it cannot attach itself. It's separated totally. It becomes like a vapor of its atomic vapor of it. But on the other hand, the cooling temperature is so low that it comes back to itself. It's elastic, it's like a chewing gum. And then the layer just acrobate themselves into positioning themselves. Now they are not. They have lost what they call, there's a terminology in chemistry they use. Covalent bond is not there anymore. When you have a covalent bond, it means your gravitational is connected to magnetical, and magnetical has balanced itself with the gravitation of the other two atoms. This disappears. Now it's just maglev positioning. So that's why you get it. So it's got nothing to do. The reason we chose sodium as the beginning, because if you look, when we go into the nano, into the GaNs, we use sodium again, because gravitational magnetic field of the sodium is enough to create the separation within the atomic structure of the systems on this planet. That's why we have sodium in our blood. That's why we have sodium in our body. It just happens on this planet with the 22. If you multiply it, you come to a lot of near figure to a lot of things. What is sodium? Can you look at the, what do you call, the table? If you open the table and look what it tells you for sodium.
Sure, just give me a minute.
Don't forget, we're speaking about 10 to 15%, and then as you pass oxygen up to 20%, gravitational magnetic field, because then the inertia doesn't count. When the matter is in the condition of matter state, in the copper has a gravitational magnetic field of the totality of the copper, and then it has the inertia of mass of the itself. But when it becomes a plasma, it's just the gravitational magnetic field. It loses its inertia when it's become nano, structured more or less, to become a GANS. That when it becomes GANS, hardly has more or less no inertia. In the nano state, it still possesses some inertia. So you have part of the mass inertia which is not with the material. You see, if you look at the figures of the atomic numbers of sodium, and then you look at the atomic mass and you look at all the combination of it, is 22, 23. Then if you put 22, 23, and then you look at the other matters, like copper, zinc, some isotopes of iron, then you see why comes into operation. You look at the amino acid. Amino acids around 43, 44. And then you see why salt was chosen. It's the gravitational magnetic field, but it has full spectrum. So when we talk about these kind of conditions, we're looking at the gravitational magnetic field of the full spectrum of any element. It's not the physics of numbers, it's a physics of strength. Gravitational magnetic field balance. You look, what you have. Sodium, potassium, then you have a calcium. Look at the numbers, how close they are organized around 10, 20%. And then you see there is a order of balance with all of them. You have to walk away from the matter state and move into the, what we call field state strength. And then on this planet, sodium shows to be a very good structure for separation. Coincidentally, sometimes when you don't get a good nano coating or you can't get a good gas production, look at it and look what's the ratio in respect to sodium. It gives you a very good idea, good indication. It creates a gravitational magnetic field strength, which pushes ratio of 1 to 2, 2 to 2 to 3, 3 to 4. In so many ways, then you understand why we choose these things. You've seen it, people create nano coating by heat, by temperature, by gas.
I think it's interesting here, Mr. Keshe. You just mentioned heat, and it turns out that's the isotope 23 sodium, which is the common one, is created in the carbon burning process in stars by fusing two carbon atoms together. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, but we know this is all fairy tales. Atoms in the space are created out of conversion of the position of the destination. Otherwise, they are in a plasma condition of field. This is an old physics. which was imaginary. Everything we couldn't understand was done in a star, so we accepted it. Now with research labs in Keshe Foundation, our team very soon can tell you how many grams of salt they can produce by creating the plasma and then creating condition of the matter state to it.
Mr. Keshe.
The whole proposition is the ratio balance in the gravitational magnetic field strength. And sodium on this planet has such a factor that it can play these kind of things. And if you look at it, it has near enough double structure of crystal bond of the carbon, which means creates forces condition of separation. You got to understand, when you have a carbon which is 6, you have the condition of what you call playing it depending on the condition of the environment as a diamond, the best insulator, or you become one of the best conductors if you want to use it. Then when you look at it, carbon is not 12, carbon is 11 something. So it just comes to happen, double up with the sodium. So it's a double electron mass, or sorry, atomic mass plasmatic gravitational magnetic field. And then you put 10% on and off of it, you jump into 40, which is sodium, calcium and potassium. And then we play another double 10%, which a triple 10%, which is 66, 68, 10% down is 60. You come into the realm of copper and zinc and iron, more or less, depending on the ratio division. And these ratios, one by one, on the strength of the ratio, lead to the creation and attachment to each other. That's why human body contains these elements. Carbon, then you jump to sodium, then you jump to potassium and calcium, and then you jump to iron and zinc. We done this in one of the early teachings, and we asked to see if this is the condition, what's the next step, the emotion, and then what was the next step to the soul of the man.
Mr. Keshe, would you allow me to go back to the box where we created the self-contained soul?
Yes, everything has a soul. Let's see the soul of the box.
The 6-sided box, where we use the nano-coated copper and the different metals, the combination of the different metals, to create the gravitational center, the hydrogen at the outside, and the feeding loop between the magnetical and the gravitational, so that the deuterium and the hydrogen started moving as layers, and like that we created this self-contained plasmatic field in the previously empty ball, plastic ball. And my idea was that this plasmatic field ball, if we have multiples of these arranged in a star configuration, and if we get to feel how to interact with the field in the center and the magnetic field, the 6 and the 1, we can then manipulate those and use those to create another layer of scaffolding for the next dimension of fields that is created with these souls as star formations. And my understanding was that since we created the first dimension of plasmatic fields at the strengths of the carbon and the hydrogen in the outside using the nano-coated copper and the metals, if we used the first dimension as the scaffolding for the next dimension, we would be manipulating the subatomic plasmatic fields. And the reason why I brought up this whole sodium issue was that, in my understanding, since we are changing the configuration of the matter state to nano state, we are doing something with the heat within the atom, so that we create the positioning of the nano layers. So something must be happening within the element that creates the copper, the matter state, so that it changes to nano state and then to Ganser state. And similarly, the sodium in the saltwater solution within the Earth's confinement does something to the plasmatic fields so that they convert to the Ganser state as we experienced. And I want to understand what is going on within the, what we call matter, the atom, the neutron, what is being changed so that it in one state goes to the plasmatic field strength, and on the other hand, it comes back to the matter field strength. It's the same thing that the spaceship does. It converts itself into plasmatic field, goes to the destination, and then comes back into matter, or the field strength that is required in the environment. And it's all done with the manipulation of the reactors, by the control of the reactors within. It's the same as happens with the atom when we turn it to nano and GaNs and field strengths, and then back to GaNs.
Have you seen this video before, Lawrence?
Which one?
The one that's playing now on the screen?
Yes, I know it. Absolutely. I've been with you all the years.
Okay.
I know it by heart.
You see, the field structure within a neutron is very much the same as a field structure within galaxies. But as I said last week, I was talking about, can I share screen, please? In so many ways, in some galaxies we see this, and in so many ways we see it in the same proposition as the spiral. If you look, the arm of the galaxies go like this. So as they build up, these arms of the galaxies themselves are in a shape manifestation of one cell, which is a neutron. It's the only closest way you can explain and see it. The galaxy is full of pieces. The stars, how did the stars came about? As the field close look, because the galaxy throws away as much as takes in. It's very much what I explained last week about the magnet. We look at only one direction because it suits us, but if you look at it, these are going in, but at the same time, if you look at it, the space gap here is not a space gap, it's what is coming out at a higher strength gravitational magnetic field. And if this is a gravitational magnetic field, is different than gravity. The space gap is opposite to what you see in a sphere. The flow of fields are this way, but in a way the flow of the fields out of the galaxy is the other way. Northern pole of the galaxies sits on top of it, not on its equator. When we see galaxies, it's the equator we see. If you look at them, they're literally, this thing is like this, more or less, in totality. So the field flow is this way, even though we have a field flow of absorption and repulsion across it. So the gaps is the same. These gaps are where the fields are coming out. So as these fields are coming out and going in at different strengths, they rub against each other. They create vortexes. They create conditions. We call them solar systems. More as it goes out and as it comes back into itself, and plus what it absorbs from its dimensions. We have to look in more depth, and then you see, if you want the real structure near enough of a plasma of a neutron, look at the stars. Look at the galaxies, actually. It's the same. We speak about the clashes of solar systems. This is what we say will be the destiny of this planet, which is like every other planet. But when you have in some of the early teachings, we've spoken about it, when the two galaxies hit each other, we've seen what mayhem they create. There are universes which hit each other. When you're in a unicos, when you see the entanglement of the universes, they just get pushed in. It's unbelievable. We say there are hundreds of trillions of stars and galaxies in this universe. Now imagine this universe is one of the smallest one. When you look outside, it's one of those twinkling stars of the unicos. And then when they hit each other, when they merge, the gravitational, a totally new cycle of life starts. Unknown, because each universe has its own strength inertia of these neutrons, as we call one cell. Now the two have to mix and a new neutron balance has to be created. It is horrendous. It's like two juggernauts. Forget about juggernauts, two, whatever you call it. We literally melt down when we see these things. It's impossible to even comprehend what happens inside, because each one carries a cycle of souls.
In the small scale, we use this to creation of matter with two rotating reactors.
We can do, of course, but what you want to do, but does not happen usually with the two. You have to introduce the third condition of the conditioned position of the matter. Sometimes you get, but whatever it is, when you interact the two, the core receives the balance of what is the interaction of the physics. Like if you go inside your core and look outside, you see a lot of lights coming in of the strength of it. It's something I was explaining to children once before. Maybe it's good for the adults. If you have, and you can see the light created by the interaction of the fields of the sun and the earth from such a distance, such a huge light we get, we call it the daylight. Can you imagine when these two rub against each other, near each other, what light it creates? And then creation of new plasmas, till the condition of in the universe converts this change of plasmas to the matter state, the strength of what they have to be. Matters appear within the solar system, within the galaxy, out of nowhere. That is when the gravitational magnetic field strength compared to the environment of the environmental gravitational magnetic field creates a balanced field which leads to manifestation at that strength. So it's the condition which materializes, not the interaction. If you get, if you have two reactors and block it, and you change condition of here to condition of these two fields continuously produces copper, and then you change this environment, it produces zinc. Because it has a strength comparison to the plasmas. Doesn't mean the copper is gone, the copper is still there, but it does not have the strength for it to manifest zinc. It does copper, and then vice versa. This is how you create matters in the universe. You don't keep on going in things. You can change the environment according to, you produce what you need at the position. Any other question?
Would these plasmatic balls, these plasmatic fields that we created in the six-sided box be the best?
No, there is no
material?
best. Try 12, try 16. There is no limitation.
On the number, of course, or on the strength of the plasmatic field?
And it depends what you need, what you want to create. the more you add, the more complex it becomes. Any other question?
Well, Azar had her hand up for a while, and we did have Estella had her hand up as well. And I'll promote her and see if she has something she would like to add. She was at the also.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hello, Estella.
Mr. Keshe, hello, thank you for everything. I have a question. You were explaining about the cycle of the spinning of the core, and at one point it's gonna stop and start another circle in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
During that cycle, the core has interactions with the fields around it, right? And so the condition is going to change. And when it starts a new cycle, it's going to be, the configuration is going to be different, stronger, because through this cycle.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. They can be losing to its environment too. It's not always absorbing to hold. Sometimes, if you watch these reactors when they go into the physical plasmatic lock, they're amazing. I was with, I think it was Alex a few months ago. He said, "Mr. Keshe, look, they don't even move. They can't turn them. It's just like a physical break-on." And then after a while, they just release themselves. And then in that point, they have to find out which one they are in balance with. If they're going to go clockwise or anti-clockwise. Is the magnetical stronger to pull it in, or is it gravitational to push it out? And then they dictate the condition of the rotation compared to the environmental balance, not of themselves totally.
But we change, we evolve, we expand. And so I just think that if we evolve, also all the fields evolve.
Everything, this is why I said, they say the cycle of being in love is 3 to 5 years. You fall in love, and after 3 years, it's, oh my God, why did I fall in love with this guy? Or 5 years. Because we eat different food. The plasmatic magnetic field of our blood changes. Now it's a different strength. And the other one is different strength. So now it doesn't match.
No, the love is different.
No, it's not. Just because you want to say it is. No, it's still gravitational magnetic field. It has a strength, darling. It's a living thing. You want to say this is because then you can justify it. Oh, I'm a human. Have you seen aliens falling in love? My God. They move galaxies. It still has a strength. Emotion carries interaction of fields. But when its strength in the blood matches the strength of the heart and then of the other side, the twin, then God help you. That's it, the craziness starts. Till it falls out, till the balance comes, it comes to a halt, and then he has to restart. And this, my God, why did I attract you to this one? It should be the other way.
Is that why they said we're always looking for that twin?
Yes, but is that twin what we can lock to? That's why universal twins are everlasting, because of the different higher strength compared to the others, what do you call it, levels. The weaker you are, the easier it comes and goes. And man's food is the line of the emotion of his. You say, eat oysters, you get this, eat that, you go that, be with lead, you get depressed, be with this, because it affects the dimension of the motion of this man. It's very matter state gases are, they are very, very different. Man will feel totally different in space. Totally. Our behavior will change beyond our imagination in space. And this is one of the reasons we are pushing to take man into that direction. Detachment. I don't have to worry where the breakfast comes from. I don't have to worry when it's a daylight. I don't have to worry about when the food is there. I don't have to worry about if my child goes to school, because there are no schools, you get your food and everything else. What do we teach our children in the space? Which school? From which country, with nation we're going to teach them? Except we can teach them about depth of worth of the universe, this, because there is handy. It's no use for them to having something history of China or England, because it's not, doesn't mean that they never go, they don't understand what it is.
But what would be the experience? I mean, in space, you can go to places, see new things.
Of course, we do it on this planet, don't we? Have you been in a city nowadays? Go to Rome, you'll see they come from all over the world to be in Rome. Where did they hear about this planet? Where did they hear about Rome? That they're all come there to be there. And the funny thing is, they go just because they want to see. They have no problem. You go and stand outside queue of the Vatican, you get the Chinese, Japanese, black, white, Muslim, Christians, Catholic, everybody else is in the queue. They're not all Christians. They just want to see what's in that building that has fooled the whole world for centuries. That's all. We go to places in the universe to see what it is. The tourism is the best part of the Keshe Foundation business. You watch. I always said to the people who come and talk to me about energy and water, I said, you wait. This is nothing. People will give their lives, their souls to travel to the depth of the universe. Cash flow through the direction of the soul of the man. And then we give it free. We will, pardon?
I said thank you.
You're welcome. Well, it's the direction. When we become man of space on a peaceful direction, when we achieve detachment through achieving attachment to universal community, then we find a lot of things changes. It's a new horizon, it's a new life. It's totally what it is, what it should be.
I like emotions, but I think it's almost like we are in this learning stage where we starting to recognize and experience elevated emotions that feed your soul, and you're like happier. And I think emotions are good. It's like learning to experience things in a different perspective, and that's what is good about being human. And unfortunately, we have a past, but we shouldn't look at the past. We should relearn to be, like I would say, in the right way.
The soul of the man, the soul of the man is the collection of the emotion of the man in so many ways. Because when the fields of the universe come towards the soul, they pass the emotion first. So soul carries emotion from the dimension of the physicality. It's something it learns. It's a knowledge which it comes to it. It's not something which goes out. And then when it radiates out, it carries that part of that field, carries part of the emotion. There is something very strange, because it's not strange, but you have to think about it. Every human being has to, somewhere down the line, think about it. Have you ever started talking and then, or you listen to people and say, where did you get this knowledge from? Where does the brain think of the next word? Where Somebody, let's say, start telling a joke. How does he know he's going to end up with this point when he starts the joke? Where is it analyzed? Where is it planned? You cannot put word by word and not to get there. Why do we say some people are planners? Where do we plan these things that we carry out the plan? Have you ever stood still 1 second? Where did the motion comes that I have to move my hand? What decides it? What decides the words? What decides the emotion? What decides the thinking? That it has a sequence. What makes a fish suddenly to turn? It has to come to a decision, but where that essence of the decision come from? Why do you use a word after another word? You make a noise, we call it the word, but before you get to the end of the last word, you already have a preconcept of what the last word is going to be. Where does it come from? Is it from the soul? Or is it from the interaction of the motions which makes that noise? That everything which interacts in this body, the guy is funny, always laughs and jokes. But this guy is always sad.
When you're quiet, you hear your soul.
You're never quiet. The brain of the man can never stop being quiet. But the strange thing is, why don't we think when we are in bed asleep, what happens to that? Or we don't, that side says memory off, but still the computer runs. No recording of the noises or anything. Start thinking a step beyond that, because you need it in the space technology development, because by the time it comes that step to your head, you are 1 million, 10 million kilometers down the road in the wrong track. So it makes it necessary for the man to start thinking, where does my thinking come from? We have to go one step deeper. Now that we have gathered the knowledge, we have no choice. What makes our decision? Where is the next word planned? Because if we understand where the next word is planned, next emotion comes from, then we know how to handle the spaceships of our own.
But I have a question about that.
Give me an answer. I'm not here to give you a question.
So if I think in a rational way, scientifically, you do step by step and you're going to arrive logically to an answer. But sometimes you receive the answer without thinking.
But where does that answer come from?
That's what I'm talking about, the connection you have with your soul.
Yes. So now the question goes back to what I just asked. I come every week here to teach. Have anybody seen me coming and sitting with a note or reading from a note?
No.
So,
never.
Maybe thousands of hours of teaching in every aspect of the knowledge of the man, from cosmology to physics to biology to medicine to energy. Anything you give me, I'll give an answer. You can go and check. If you don't understand, in years' time, this answer is correct. Where does the knowledge come from?
The field.
No, it goes beyond that. It goes far beyond that. This is what man does not understand.
You mean from the
even if you type in the fastest computer, you have to wait a few milliseconds for the information correct way to come up, and then you have to read it to understand it. I'm like a button. You push, you get an answer instantaneously. What we have to understand is that where does that thought comes from? It's passed beyond the emotion and thinking. It comes from the essence of the creation, essence of decision making within the structure of the soul of the man. Because By the time I think, oh, I want to go to planet Zeus, I'm already 10 million lights away in direction of away from planet Zeus. So my mind, my set has to be that I am going to planet Zeus. So it's a predestined, but where does it come from, this predestined? How do you think the next word comes in your life that you speak it?
So that's why we have the core at the center of creation, and then you have your twin and you have your 3 star formation.
We have to understand the interaction of the soul of the man with the interaction of the soul of the unity.
Okay, but how is a relationship in that way?
Can you repeat?
Well, because the universe used the same structure for everything.
No, man sees a structure for everything. Universe balances the structures. It doesn't see. The balance of the fields leads to creation of it. Man likes to construct everything. Then it has a meaning to it.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of our top guys recently, or top people, and I said, do you know what's the beauty working with women? Men, you cannot give them 2 tasks. Women are multitasking. So now you put, how do they multitask? They can use different parts and have everything sitting working at the same time. But where does it come from? Even the thoughts to be able. So we have to start, now that we're developing the plasma technology, understanding the structure of the soul, we have to go one step now further. That where does that, what you call thinking, comes from, that leads to the word which comes out in the matter of physicality, or the action in physicality, even though you have not thought about it millisecond before. So is there a process, sorry, somebody's microphone is open. Is that process, there is another system running behind our presence of life that is aware of the physicality dimension that is already set to come? And this is the answer. We have to have this. The answer to this, if we become the man of space. Because by the time we speak it, we think it, that it comes to our physical actions today, 10,000 light away. And then you have to tell the NASA guys, oh, I went outside this universe and I came back. By the time you're counting, so many millions of years takes to come in. We have to go one step further. We have to understand, where does that come from?
So we come from, or maybe also be connected, so you get that information more fluent, and it helps you to be a how you call it, a navigator, or like the driver.
You don't become a navigator. There is a process that goes beyond the dimension of the thought of physicality of the man, and man soon will come to understand it. Because now that we open the depth of the understanding within the universe for the man, man has to understand simplicity of the operation of the universe. We have made it so complicated.
One more question.
Yeah.
What you just said basically if I'm not a navigator and I'm not traveling from point A to point B, basically I recreate myself in point B. That's a different way of seeing it.
You see, we have to open the seeds of thoughts for man to get to know the inner of himself, the inner structure of himself. And as I said, now that we have opened the space in a very rapid way with everything else, in a very joking way last week, as I said, it was a fun week. We spoke about trying to get into a spaceship, trying to get out of the spaceship, and answering a lot of questions. How am I going to get in? Do I create the fields that matches where I can go through, but the other one who doesn't have the thoughts can come? Do we have a key and a door we get in? Or do we create the balance fields within our soul that allows us the passage through the fields? If you understood many of the teachings where I said fields of the universe come in, pass through the brain and gets absorbed by the soul, we don't keep on opening little doors, the things to come in. So for those who become the true man of a space, do they need a gate to go through the wall? Or do we understand the field strength that allows us to go because it matches from where we came, but the others who do not have that cannot go through? We have to mature very fast. There is not much time. We have to mature rapidly fast in understanding the truth about the operation of our own life in the dimension of the soul of the man, in the dimension of his physicality, and what is the interface between the two.
Hello, Mr. Keshe.
Yes?
This is John from Arizona.
Oh, we don't know you. Can you explain who you are?
Oh, you know
Yes,
me.
yes, John, carry on.
So one of the things that I was playing with was sending my consciousness into the field of the spaceship and becoming one with the spaceship.
Have you managed to do one thing in Arizona? I saw your video with the fan. It's fantastic.
Yes.
We've shown this with Dr. Elia Kostova as is in the video we saw at the beginning of this, where we sequentially, through the understanding the field, the strength, we stop the motor twice. The point is, I have done this many times, but I do it in different ways. For example, many of you who are been or spoken or we've been around me, I ask you, would you like to see a shooting star? So I create a shooting star, not only for you to see, but to the others. Last year with our friends who were with us, I said to myself, I wish I could create 10 shooting stars that they could see. And one turned around and says, oh, I wish to see one that came. I said, I wish you 10, you'll see 10. Is it my wish, or is it the condition of creating that condition to create the wish become reality? If you stand in front of your reactors, stand and see if you can become one with your reactor, that not necessarily mechanical rotation, but you can control the speed of the fields inside the reactors. You have to do this. This is part of your test when you become a pilot of the spaceship. Sorry, it's too late. 2,500 is a fixed rotation. How many times have you tried to stop the motor, John?
Well, we actually have influenced the motors.
Yes, but can you
Never
stop
tried
it?
to stop them. No.
So try, this is something you have, this is part of the game. Why we come to this point? Because the core carries the ganses and the motor carry the physicality. When you can stop a motor, then it means you have access to reduce the GANS flow fields that they do not block or they block, as much as you can interfere with the current flow, because it's magnetic flow. These are usually brushless motors that you can change the condition. So many of you who start working with GANS plasma systems, stand in front of them and see if you can change the speed of the motor. This is anybody has to do. We've proven it can be done. We have shown it live on the net, it can be done. And we stopped the motor, we run it and we stopped it again, so that it wasn't an accident. And the recordings shows the time of the choice till the stop is few seconds. It was on the internet, as Rick has mentioned in one of the presentations. So how far have you managed, any of us, to control the dimension of physicality with the soul which runs within the GANS systems, dynamic motors? Because if you get it wrong, the other one runs away. And if you have to get it perfectly right.
So let me go ahead.
Let me finish. Then you understand you need the twin soul, where the motor becomes the center, not the soul, not the second soul. It needs a lot of deep understanding. You become like that pad on one side and you create another pad on the other side, where the motor is in the middle. You take from it, you give to it, like the way Dr. Rodriguez removes cancers. Is the field transfer which creates a motion or removal of the energy fields, not my thoughts. And the field transfer comes in two ways. So next time, try to see if you can, and don't put your head in it, give to it with the joy, and then you'll see. And this is the way you become feeding your soul. This is the key to feed one's souls without the food. One of the Mojans wrote to me, I haven't eaten for 4 days and I stopped. I don't want to be touched. But eating nuts does not do. Understanding the feeding process through the soul of the man, which comes from giving and not from taking. Because when you give, you in a way open, as we taught last week, the gravitational field forces of a higher order, which means the food you receive. But by giving more, you open the higher strength to receive more. So you don't actually need to eat food. And this is the reality about creation. This is how you live in the space. You become a cycling process for those who need, and then you receive that you can give. Is that empty space between the magnetic fields and the iron dust on the table. The matter state has shown itself in the dust shape. The one which is above matter state is the empty space.
So it's a process of bringing the twin flame together with your soul?
Very much.
And uniting them as one?
You don't need to unite. You have to allow them to work That one gives enough, that does not take more than what it needs.
And then they both go in a spaceship together?
More or less, you create the gravity, isn't it?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for your beautiful job, John. It's beautiful what you are doing there. I enjoyed watching that fan, but I thought he should have taught a little bit harder. It would have stopped the whole thing.
Okay.
Thank you very much, John. I've done this because it gives you a lot of confidence. It gives you a lot of joy. It gives you an insight to be a giver, not a taker. Those who want to push to stop, you'll never succeed. Those who give for it to satisfy the soul of the man, succeed. And it needs a lot of understanding. I think we have brought in some of the best teams in the world to achieve Chinese lift and motion. And it's total pure soul of them. It's amazing how the Chinese team is very much detachment, but succeeding the humanity to overcome its pains is their objective. And it's amazing what you see with them. It's one of the greatest pleasure to work with this team. They're coming together, and you will see the ambition is not to fly, the ambition to create a piece of soul.
Can you explain a little bit about the twin?
The twin soul of the man, I was explaining this in a lot of different ways to Caroline in past 2 or 3 weeks. We call it a twin, but in fact, is the essence of creation of our own. It is what we are made of that we need to be created of. The soul of the man on its own has no dimension and no motion. It needs, as I said, you need another field to create the dimension of the motion. In so many ways, in the dimension of physicality of the soul of the man, even at the point of inception, the soul of the mother is initiator. But we pass that very rapidly because we find another to be of us. Sometimes when the twin multiples into twins, that you have too many, you lead to what you call beautiful people. Or when they position themselves in different positioning in respect to different field strength because of the condition, you lead to the twins which are separate and are born as separate. We are, especially when you go to a bigger dimension, like when you come from higher or different orders of the strength, you carry your twin soul because it is a need for it to take what you don't need, but in the process you both benefit by it, otherwise you get clocked up. More or less, when the physicality and the soul of physicality come together, balance is the time when we die. Physically.
That's why we feel separated.
Separation, because there is no need, is completion done.
Yeah.
When you travel the depth of the universe, you have a soul, what you call a twin soul, which has traveled with you centuries, millions of years. It's the structure which is part of you, but without it you don't exist, because it has been part of the existence that you confirm its existence through your existence. In the physical dimension, we have the soul of the man and the soul of the physicality, but it's so weak, the soul of physicality in every cell, that the totality is needed to be able to hold on, to be attached to the soul of the man. That it becomes like a totality of it, that's like an electron and a proton. But that proton itself needs a neutron to confirm its balance.
Thank you.
Mr. Keshe, Azar has a question, and she's had her hand up for quite a long time here. So, Azar, would you like to ask your question now?
Good morning, Mr. Keshe. My question is why and how the twin soul was created, and then if I'm existing on this planet, and what is my twin soul doing at this time? I mean,
You can ask him or her.
I mean, I can ask her because I'm asking you.
You can. No, sorry, I don't know yours. I don't leave your address.
So I can ask my twin soul where it is?
Is you have to understand, you're still in the dimension of physicality, you're always aware of it. Most probably is laughing, look at her, she's asking, I'm always there. But we are aware of it, it's part of our existence, and we need the confirmation of its existence for us to live. You see, if you are single, sooner or later the fields you give to the environment becomes, most of it is not needed, and then you get clogged up, as we said before. So you have a process that it absorbs all the fields that you do not need, some on the strength of it, which allows the others to release themselves or be manifested from you. So you have, every creature in the universe has to have a position, otherwise it cannot give to confirm its existence. We have to become aware of it, and if we can use it in a correct way, we can do everything. Everything in the universe.
Why we have twin soul? Why?
We don't. Why? Because it's not a why. It's the process of creation.
I mean, at the time.
But listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'll put you there with the fields coming out of you, and you have nothing to go anywhere. Where is it going to go? A traffic jam.
So can I say the reason we have the twin soul because one of us is gravitational, the other one is magnetical. That's why we.
Yeah, well, the other one is a magnetical, and you're a gravitational.
So
but we have created this condition. It's a condition of the creation.
And why do I need my twin soul to travel to space? Why isn't it?
Means you have not understood. You still got to go back to school, Azar.
So exactly what I said is one of them is magnetical, one of them is gravitational. That's why we need it.
No, you missed education. While you're magnetical, you're gravitational from the North Pole, the same as you're gravitational magnetical from the South. But it doesn't all happen in the North and the South. It's the totality of, that's why I said with the galaxy. We collect in center. If you, something which is very interesting for those of you who understand geology, if you look at the geology of this planet and look at the line of the deserts, you start from China all the way through Iran, go down, and then you see the other side of the deserts. Have you ever asked yourself why? Why in that position? And it runs perfect with the dynamic field flow of the center of the planet. Because the field flow is slightly out of line, it sits in an angle the way it is across. But the reality of it is, how is it created? Isn't one of the reasons of it the position of the moon? We always looked at the position of the moon, how it moves the seas. We got a high tide and a low tide. But aren't there moisture and water and everything else on the deserts and other positions? We have never studied the effect of the moon on the deserts in a way, because we thought that are what they are. But is it the effect of the twin, or what they call the soul of the twin soul of the earth, which is the moon? These are the points if you start understanding, then you understand the next steps through understanding of the motion and the soul of the man. We interact, we need to give to take. At the same time, how much we give decides how much we can receive. We need a source that we can give to. We give a lot of our fields back to the sun. It's not all going away. Sun is one of our main, what you call, a structure of the field flow outwards. It's not just what we see comes at the daylight. It comes in a field flow that it goes through the planet. North Pole, South Pole, whatever you want to call it, and comes out to be shared with the sun. That's how we are getting pulled towards it. It gives more of the higher strength, so we become one. That's why we increase and we shorten the space gap. The more we receive of the strength of the gravitational field of the sun, the more we become like it, so become part of it, become closer. Man has not understood the simple reality by the physics of understanding of the interaction of the field. Then you understand about the work of
if you want to, Mr. Keshe, if you want to go to space right now, if we have an understanding it, is it open for us to go?
It's been open to you from this time of inception. You chickened out, you wanted physicality.
And then the reason when we go to space, we become a free man, is it because we get rid of the amino acid of the earth that's controlling us?
What is the free man, madam? You're a free woman. We only become free from the shackles of the gravity of this planet slightly, because still we have a connection. Any other question?
Mr. Keshe, can you tell us please about the thymus and what's the functionality of it in relationship with the heart and the lung and the core?
Go into you're in the medical team. Go into it on the medical teaching. We covered it fully.
Okay.
It's covered full in there. It's a 3-4-hour session just for, I think, times.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Keshe.
Thank you very much. Ask the team in the background. They can put you in my teaching.
I think I can find it. I think we have 46 or 48 health teaching. I know about all the organs, but I didn't know we have thymus also as one of the teaching, but I can find it.
I think so. It's one of, if I remember, maybe
I remember the thymus was in there. Yeah. I'd like to.
Yes.
I'd like to move to Brett in his box, and he has some questions.
I'm getting broken communication.
Broken communication? Can you hear me, Mr. Keshe?
Keep on your voice.
It's clipping. It's not coming through clearly. Perhaps it's because you're still sharing the screen, which takes up the bandwidth. Maybe when I share the picture here, then it'll be better for you. So,
shoot me up. Yeah, I'm up.
Brett, are you there? Can you speak?
Yes.
Hi, Brett. So if you could just announce who you are and where you're from as usual, and then...
Is this something from your work yesterday?
No.
No, this is a different one.
What is it?
it's a creation. So the
I
thing
can't.
that my question is, I asked for peer review. So what I've created here is the bottle, which creates the atomic hydrogen, which I give to the fields in between this that give us what I see as the real tritium, because it's...
I see some beautiful gadgets, people coming up to make YouTube. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, Mr. Keshe.
I can't. I hear word to word.
You hear
Hello?
what? You're not hearing clearly? It's not too good?
Yeah, it's not clear for me. I have a problem suddenly. I have a problem.
Maybe God doesn't wish us to share it.
Oh, maybe God is too clever. He says, let them do it themselves.
I put this up for peer review. So,
yes, do it yourself. Nobody peer reviews you.
yeah, I know, but I just wanted to share it because everything that's gone on in the last couple of days has been all about fields and creation of what you wish between these fields.
And do what we don't hold it anymore, but they said they're going to keep it in the library. It's very interesting.
I can't hear you.
You're breaking up, Mr. Keshe. I think you might have a bad internet connection there.
Hello, can you hear me back?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I've got a bit problem.
Maybe there's a bad connection there somewhere.
I don't know. Maybe God says we thought.
I think this is quite humorous. But
maybe it's time to stop.
What I'm trying to create here is
I know what it is. The twin soul of Azar is trying to test if it works. I can't hear you. I just hear bit.
Okay, maybe you need to connect again with the Zoom, Mr. Keshe. Maybe just renew.
I fell out. I came back in. I did that.
Oh, okay.
I've become very good at it. I can jump in and out very fast.
It's kind of same here. From
can you hear him clearly?
No, it's coming in waves. It's coming in waves.
Okay, well, let's have somebody else do a screen share, and maybe we can see if that corrects the audio somehow. Maybe it's tied in. Thank you, Flint.
Okay, I can hear you better now.
It's better now?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Suddenly happened.
Maybe it has to do with the screen sharing that I was doing.
It says your internet connection is unstable.
Could possibly be an update happening at the same time?
No, I know what's happening. It's telling me my battery is going to die. Just 1 second, please. I forgot about the battery.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it sounds clear.
Oh, it's clear. It was the battery, it's the warning. God was running out of energy. He couldn't find his twin sister.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Now we
maybe
understand.
we can continue with Brett's picture here, I guess. And Brett, can you fill us in on what this is about and what your question is?
It's very humorous. My question is, and this is supposedly a little bit long-winded, because over many times you spoke about how to use the fields to interact with whatever it is that we put into the central box. And we can put actually really everything around the four corners of this box. And my question is that I hope that you would re-explain the six-sided box, knowing that I've created a four-sided box that can create anything that I wish, any field that I wish within the central core and against what's in the middle. So even if that were to be, God forbid, circuit boards, and have a piece of metal in the beginning in the center, I could create a GANs that can do what I wish it to do. So I guess my question is, how does a six-sided version of this differ?
I don't know. You can build it.
Huh?
Yeah. You came up with the idea. We say something in English. They say you made the bed, you sleep in it. You come up with it because actually you should have one up, one down, and if you have a six-sided, then you have 18 sides to cover.
Yep.
So you do it and let us know.
Got it.
And then tell us what is the effect. It's very nice. It's nice to see new work and new ways of showing it. It's a beautiful way. This coils, especially when you have a nano-coated coils and non-nano-coated coils, they behave very much different than the plates do, and the production of the material is very different in so many ways. The production sometimes is very high, but the field strength of the material gases you produce are different too. Arman, do not get new ideas, no way. You know exactly what I mean. So we see things like this, and it's nice to see. Actually, there is a myth in some of the work. I was explaining this to one of the knowledge seekers today, that people think just because they create a CH3 and then they go to produce the H3, it'll be a gas and it floats. No way. In your dreams. How come you expect the gas of zinc and CH3 and CO2 to be at the bottom, now that you made the gas of CH3 and then you came up with a brilliant idea to make your, what do you call it, H3 now is a gas like as we see here. You put a bottle, you want to collect it. If you collect things in there, you don't collect. I do it in a specific way because I collect gases. I don't collect ganses. When you create that CH3 in your containers, what you got to understand is a very simple fact, is that if your CH3 is this color, I'll make it very dark, and then you make your CH3 process whatever, what are you going to get with your new CH3, which is majority of it, let's say CO2 has gone, those of you know what I'm talking about, what are you going to get? You're going to get a lighter CH3, lighter CH3. And if you be able to convert all your CH3 to H3, you get a cloud at the bottom. It doesn't become a gas and float away. So it means you haven't understood the process. So, and then you see a residue of CO2 and CH3. Sorry, CH3 and H3. And then you still have to go through another process to separate the two from each other. None of you have gone that border yet. None of you, I don't see it. Because as we've seen in the picture just now, there's a bottle there hoping I'm collecting here. If you collect anything in there, it's dream of CH3, or H3 I should say. H3 is in a gaseous state and it's in your water. Observe the color and then look at the density of the material. If you really observe the CH3 and then observe the CH3 which you have extracted carbon from it to be a H3 as a gas, at the bottom it looks like a cloud, it's a floating cloud, and your H3 is mixed in your CH3. Now you have to go through a second process to separate it. And only one man has achieved it.
Can I ask a question? Can that be done?
First question is free. Second one, we have a banking system. Yes, carry on.
Can it be done in one process?
Yes.
So you use a bag?
I don't know. You have to try it. Let me know.
I have.
So what have you done?
Well, if the stronger feeds the weaker, you have a higher salt content in one side and a weaker salt content in the other. And
it doesn't work that way. I mean, they haven't understood.
Okay.
The plasma created by GaNs of H3 has such a massive power that can span kilometers. I had to go and see it myself to confirm it's been achieved. And it's done by one man from China. And I said in my past talks, Chinese are 2 years ahead of the West. The creation of the GaNs of a gas is a breakthrough in the world of science of plasma technology. And I've been waiting for it for years to see who can make it. It's been achieved in China by a man who understands fully, but he doesn't know what he does with it. It's a beautiful process. And then when you go to a gas of a GaNs, or a GaNs of a GaNs, then you go into the next step after that. I had to see it. I had to see the effect of it. I had to see what it does. And when you reach that position, the space flight, that's why we are pushing ahead with the Chinese space reactor, because Chinese have achieved that position. We're just heading, it's a one race to complete. And that's the key from Chinese civilization. Any other question?
Yes, we've got Miguel, who would like to, how do you put it, share information about the fields for some reactor motion rather. Miguel, would you like to go ahead?
Have you seen this video, Rick? Is there any music on it?
I don't know if it's a video or not. I think he might.
No. Don't get the music on. Ask before we go.
Yeah, let's check with him and see what he has here.
There is no Coca-Cola advertising in the background, and there is no God knows whatever. We were supposed to check these videos.
Yeah, let me see if he's still here. I'm not seeing Miguel in the list. Maybe he left.
The name is under Lahak.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, there it is. Finally, it's at the top. Okay. Promote you to panelists, Miguel, and you'll be able to talk. Then we have Fernando as well with his hand up. Okay, I think we've got Miguel here now.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, hey.
Hi, Mr. Keshe. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. And if you could just say who you are and where you're from.
Okay. My name is Miguel Moreno from Mexico City. And I want to share some information about some reactor motion that I have in the fields. But before that, I want to thanks to Mr. Keshe for all the knowledge that is giving us to help the planet to avoid the war that is taking place. I am very sure that with this knowledge, the consciousness of the humanity is changing and is giving us a very important tool to be free. So thank you very much for all this compassion that you have for the humanity, Mr. Keshe. And I want to thank also all the big effort that Carolina is doing every day in all the Keshe pages. So I want to share my screen, if it's okay with you.
As long as there's no music.
Yeah, I don't have any everything is just here in my home. I don't have any publicity there.
It's your own stuff, eh? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so right here, Mr. Keshe, I have the star formation. You can see the reactors.
Can you open? I can't see. You got see a lot of pictures.
Yeah, can you just open the pictures? We're seeing all your friends and your desktop. If you just open the pictures and then share the pictures, that would be better.
It's coming out.
While you're waiting for this picture to come up.
To show you how I am trying to mix the different energies to have a more plasma field expansion. So this is one idea that I have to have the reactors in this position, the star formation. I am starting to use CO2 in the reactors for the moment. I'm gonna do different mixings with all the information that you are giving every week. So I am learning every week that we can have different mixes, different amounts to increase the fields. So the result that I have for this experience, because these reactors, static reactors that I have over here, they are active also, this one and this another one. So the results that I have is with the plasma ball in the center, the field is bigger. So that is the result that I have for this one. And I have this reactor. I put a plate in the bottom, a CD in the bottom, to see the behavior of the fields with the photons. And I'm gonna play it, and you can see the fields, Mr. Keshe. I want to show you this small video. So I am talking about the interaction of the photons, and we have a big amount.
What is the background? What is in the background?
Say it again. Say it again, Mr. Keshe.
What do we see these colors on?
We have these colors because I had a CD in the bottom of the reactor, and I put a light to reflect the light in the CD, and it is this is the way that I am checking the result for the combination of the fields and the photons. I'm gonna put it, and let me show you, because it has a different behavior.
Is the CD rotating or is it stationary?
No, the CD is rotating in the same revolution as the reactor, but you can see very clear over here that this is the color of the plasma. This pink color, or the
where can you educate us?
Okay.
Where is the CD placed? Between the motor and the core?
It's exactly in the middle. So the motor is first, and to put the reactor, I have a hole. So in this, I place the CD in the center to put the reactor in the.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Have you done 2 or 3 tests? Because it's very important. It's a beautiful idea if we understand it. It's not something. If it works, we have to understand it. It's a beautiful idea what you've done. But what I'm trying to ask you 2 or 3 questions.
Sure, go ahead.
If you put a disk on its own and let it run without any core, do you still see these color changes?
No, I don't think so, Mr. Keshe. I am very sure.
No.
Okay, I will do it.
I want you to be 100%. I want to. What you're showing is amazing. You okay? I understand what you're trying to. I understand. I saw it immediately. What you're trying to explain at home. But what I'm trying to establish is that always with all our researchers, anybody who does any research, you have to have a 0-point reference. You understand? So there are a number of steps, if you can after today do, and let us see is don't change the disk. Use the same disk, but run the disk without the motor, without the coil,
With
and
a reactor, without the reactor, just the
without the
single.
reactor. Yeah, and then run the core, run the motor with the reactor empty. We have to see how it shows, and it has to be in the same position, the same thing. So
Okay.
this is a beautiful presentation. It's amazing how simply you have managed to do it. In a way, we have to understand it, but we have to take all the elements of any question away. Is it the plasma which does this? And this is beautiful.
Okay, let
But there
me.
is one thing else. Let me ask you. This is. I want to take you a step further. The simplicity of it is amazing. But have you tried to turn this disk on its vertical axis and cut the shape of the core into the disk? And if you can see if it makes any difference, if you see a light flow. Now we're saying flat horizontal. Have you ever tried to make a vertical field flow shape?
I can try it. I can try it. Actually, let me tell you that I am very sure that this interaction is the results with the plasma that is giving a magravs that I have close to this disk. A little bit later, I'm gonna separate. You're gonna see in the video a little bit more later that I'm gonna separate the disk and the light from the camera that I am recording gives a different field and different color. So I am very sure that the plasma is
Can you?
interacting in
Yeah,
this.
I understand. I'm
Yeah.
excited seeing this one. This is beautiful what you show. Uh, this is something in what you show we've been looking for. I have seen another version of it in China about a couple of months ago, but in a different shape. Uh, can I ask you a question? Um,
Sure, go ahead.
have you put another reactor near to this and just moving the other reactor and see the
Uh,
of it on
yeah,
this?
the reactors when they are together, sometimes they are moving in different way. In different way, so I need to stop all of them to.
Can I go a step further now that you shared such a bit of knowledge with us? Uh, this is a simple CD disk, am I correct?
Is correct. This is a very simple
Can
CD,
we,
but
can
if we know that the elements that has the CD is a very good conductor from the electricity, and is the reason. I think that is the reason because it's a tool to see how the fields are expanding, because you can see in the end of the CD, you can see how it's radiating the energy outside, and a little bit later you're gonna see how the matter is changing the behavior. I am I am doing several tests, and I had this experience before with another reactor. When I am putting light, when I am taking a light and I am putting closer with the reactor, the matter, the structure of the matter is changing. A little bit later, you're gonna see how it's moving and how it's
no, can
like
I stop you
deforming the matter. Go ahead.
for for me, I would like to see the whole video in one go, and then we can
Okay,
speak
go.
after.
Okay, let me put it, and in
Play
the
it
end,
from
we
the
can
beginning to the
see it.
end, please.
Okay.
What will be interesting if you put the speed rotation on it, that we can see what a speed is creating different colors.
Yeah, I don't have the tool to measure
I can see, no.
the revolution.
These units you bought from Chanlin, am I correct? In China?
Yes, that is correct.
Yes, these are
I
Chinese.
bought it from a doctor over here in Mexico City. I think that he bought it from Spain.
Yeah,
But
it looks like Chanlin set.
It's Chanlin said. Check. I am separating right now the reactor. Check the video, and I'm gonna put just the light from the camera, and you're gonna see different colors and different behavior. Look at that. And this is the color just with the camera, and you see that it's different. It's different, the patterns that the reactor is giving, and you're gonna see the matter, how it start to oscillating, the matter, the reactor. Just pay attention, how gonna be like aligned, and it's deforming the matter of the, right there, you're gonna see how it's changing the behavior of the matter. Like it's deforming the matter from the reactor.
Where is the matter? Could you tell us?
Yeah, in the center, look how it's deforming the circle. Is taking different shapes, because
that is the plasma inside.
Oh, okay.
It opens up for the spot we see inside the central, what we call free plasma. That's what it looks like. These have a little white button on the top. This is fantastic.
Okay.
Can I ask if you don't mind? Can I ask if you don't mind? Now that you introduce such a beautiful way, if other knowledge seekers can test this and come back within the next week, 2 weeks, to tell us what you see.
Okay.
Because
right here, I have another disc, but I put aluminum foil in the top, because I was trying to levitate some magnets in the plate, because when we have a aluminum rotating, we can have a levitation with magnets. So I'm gonna run this different video. Hold on. So you're gonna see this video, and you can see how it's radiating a different way, like the other one.
Armand, are you in the background?
Hold on.
Can anybody see Armand in the background?
It's not anymore.
Hello?
Don't see him here right now, Mr. Keshe.
There, or he's not there?
Not here right now.
Okay, he must be asleep. Let me explain to you something. We have opened, as you know, we're opening a factory in Mexico. We have, they're setting up a lab and a teaching apparatus there in the factory. It'll be nice if you could teach there to other Mexicans.
Will be a pleasure. Will be a very pleasure. That is the reason, because we are here, Mr. Keshe.
Border Mexican side. I don't know how far you are from it.
Okay, so let me show you this different tests that I have.
Yeah.
this is another CD in the bottom, but I was telling you that I put aluminum foil in the top to see the behavior, and you're gonna see that it's different. Let me play it. You're gonna see how you can see the fields. Look at
I
that.
can't see anything. I
Look
cannot
at that.
see it. We
Look
can't
at that.
see it.
The field.
Your video is not playing well. It only shows a picture
Ah,
every once in a while. It's skipping really badly.
okay. Hold on. Then.
So
I think he has to turn optimize on.
okay.
Can you see the?
Do you know how to turn the optimize on when you share the screen?
Hold on.
There's a little thing to check for optimize.
You can stop your share first too as well.
So I need to stop sharing.
Yeah, if you can reshare with
Stop
optimize.
share. Okay, go ahead. Hold on.
And it's best to have
share,
the video ready
share
to
again.
go. Share screen, but with optimize and optimize video.
And there's two options at the bottom of the share screen window. So share sound and optimize for full screen video.
So let me check it out. Then it's in the section that is that have brights more.
In the share screen, when you select the
okay, optimize full screen, share computer. Let me try it in this way. So you can see it again.
It's coming through. Just a minute. Okay, we see your video here.
Okay, I'm gonna put it again. I'm gonna right there. You can see the reactor. But in this case, it's a CD, but I have a aluminum foil. Let me play it.
Can you put it on theater mode there instead of the small screen?
Yeah,
it's
coming. It's coming.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play it. So right there, I have you can see the field there. Right there, you can see the fields, and a little bit later, you're gonna see a expansive field. Look at that.
We can't see anything.
And these colors are for a white light. I don't have any color light. It's just white light, but it's connecting the light in the maggraph, so you can see the.
Well, do you see that with your eyes or just with the camera?
With the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, the black cube that I had there is the maggraph. But I am trying to take the field right there. And you can see the light is white, but with the interaction of the fields, is becoming in different colors. And I have another video that I have a reduction of the weight almost at 90%. Can you see the video there? Rick or Mr. Keshe, can you see the?
Yes, you see a new video.
We only see something with the digit 090 kilogram, it says.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That is the weight. Let me explain you something, because I made a reactor. The total weight was 850 grams, but when I'm gonna show you the video first, so you can see there. That is the way that I have because I put a small reactor, but inside I put a nano-colored coil, and I put it in a fan. So you can see the way that there, and in the first test was 850. So when I got the first test, the weight was got more weight for about 950. You're gonna see it right there is the fan.
We can't see anything.
I sent the links to Rick.
Look the weight right there is 650.
Sorry,
Miguel, can you
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Hold on a second, please? Rick, I sent you the link to that video that he's showing right now. Did you want to take over the screen share and share the video, and he can talk over it?
Okay, that would be better.
Say it again. I couldn't hear you because I was listening the video in my.
Okay, wait a minute. We're getting some music here. What's going on? Cut the music. Cut the music, please.
No, Rick, it's not
No,
coming.
I don't have any music over here.
It's not coming through here, Rick.
Okay, it's coming through my end or something. I can't find the video. It's in behind the other video here. That's what's playing.
I think he's got to stop
Okay,
sharing.
Okay, you got music in that video.
No, that was the music from the background with me. No problem.
No, it was in the. It's in the levitation plasma reactor video. It's got music to start with. Now, is that music copyrighted?
Can you just not share the computer sound, Rick? And that'll get rid of the music.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's already been playing for me here because I don't know if it came through in the live stream, but it's I got stuck in the background. I couldn't shut it off. Yeah, I can play it without the music. Just a minute here.
He's got to stop sharing that he can pick up.
I'll start sharing. That should do that. So just hang on a second here. So Miguel, yeah, I'll share the video so that you can describe it. And is there anything else copyrighted in this video besides the music?
No, I don't have any music in the video. Maybe something else or something else has the music because I don't have any music over here.
In the first of your levitation video, there's no music. It sounds like something.
No, it's no music.
Maybe it's an ad or something that's playing.
So anyway, in this test, the lowest weight was 100 grams, and the initial weight was 950.
Can you explain to us what this is? What's the structure? How do you done?
In the structure right here, can you see the fan in the screen? Oh, hold on.
No, I just took over.
Okay,
so
now we see the
play the video and see the screen here because you don't have the bandwidth to be able to play your video.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so what time do you want me to show?
Further. Right there, it's okay.
Okay. Just a second here while I share this properly.
So, one thing that I wanted to tell you also is in the first test, I had more weight that more weight. I had more weight than in the beginning. I don't know
Is there
why.
a motor in there? Is there a propellers there?
Yeah, it's a fan.
It's like a helicopter.
Like a helicopter. Is it running or not running?
Right there is static, but I'm gonna put it running to a little bit later. You're gonna see how the motor gonna be working. Just there, I was doing some tests to reset the scale, but the weight is the weight was 950 grams. You're gonna see a little bit later because gonna change the scale. It's almost 900 grams is there. And the lowest weight that I was be able to have was 100 grams without touching the floor. Right there is running, and it's going down. You see, 650. I think that right there is 500, and it's going down 450, 350. $450, 500, but it's going down a little bit later. 350, 300, 250 grams, 300. And the reactor was in the air, was not touching the floor. 300, 350.
Is the fan running in the background?
Yeah, the fan is running in the background.
The fan can create the weight reduction.
Yeah, it's sure. But I am sure also that the reactor is creating the field that helps.
Yeah, but if you run a fan without the guns and then run it with the guns, there is a. Let me explain something.
Yeah, that was the test you were talking about earlier, Mr. Keshe. To what did you say? To zero it, I think you called it. To zero the
field.
test to make
Let
sure
me explain something.
Correct.
While we're here. Chanlin has joined Keshe Foundation China, and we in a short time will bring these things out that people can do correct weight measure and everything else with it. What is going to happen is every unit you buy has to have a rotation number digits on it, a digital display, and reversal motor with a switch that you can reverse back or forth. These are the things which once we'll settle with Chan, we'll sort it out. The process is when you do these kind of tests, especially those who are running in to do these kind of tests, make sure there should be a system that you can repeat the revolution exactly and get a test number, or be able to reverse your motor. Those of you who are advancing in the space test, you'll find your system locks, your motors locks. We had this in Arizona.
Actually, after that test, my motor was broken. It's not working anymore.
Tested, maybe it does now. Maybe it's that Superman clothing you're wearing has stopped it.
I don't think so, because in the very last moment, the reactor that is in the top had a hit with the cable that I had to hang it on. So maybe that is the reason, because it's broken the motor.
Yeah, but you have to be able to understand how to use these motors. A lot of people are trying to test fly and the rest of it. The process has come to be correct, that you can repeat it, especially with a speedometer, with the rotation numbers, that you can see roughly what number it is, because the numbers changes according to the weight of you put into the course too.
Yeah, that is one thing that I noticed, because in the first test, the weight was 850 grams, and after to run the motor for maybe 10 minutes, was more weight in the same motor, in the same reactor, maybe 100 grams more. I think that was the reason for the interaction.
You see, there are a lot of things to do. These are the things you have to watch. If you do the test before sunrise, or you do all the tests after sunset, there is a change. Let me explain. There is a change, 5, 10%, 20% variation, depends when you do your test. So when you do certain tests, always do it the same time of the day.
Okay.
Very important.
This test was in the afternoon.
Doesn't matter, but if when you do a test has to follow the same day. If you run your motors on the scale and you see you have a lower limit by 10-15% at night than the daytime. This to do with the Earth gravitational magnetic field and the sun and the moon.
Or the ionization maybe also too.
Yeah. So when you start doing these kind of tests, it has to be very precise. But this one I cannot say anything, because it's a lot of variation, especially when you use a handheld scale. These are scales and the position of the weight in respect to the center changes, the motion. There's a lot of factors. I work with this handheld one. They're not very precise. The important thing is what you showed us with the discs, with the CD discs. If other Keshe Foundation supporters around the world, we have plenty of these CD-ROMs across the house. We don't play with them, old games or whatever. Try to see if we can establish a system for it and come back to us. I know it's just a drill a hole and let's play. And those of you who can do it, test it and come back to us. But please do a test without a weight, a test with a weight, a test with the number of reactors. Don't move the center core where the disk is. If you can put disk on other cores too, move them close and back and see what changes. Is in the aerodynamic changes, the colors changes, or is it the field protection changes? If you can do what I call a pole-to-pole test, that you can glue the disk on the bottom and then have a look at it at a high speed, then becomes very visible that we can see. This is if what we understand from what you have shown us can be used, and it makes life very easy for those who follow the plan, what they call the direction of the fields. It's very interesting what you have
Okay,
shown.
so I have another video that let me tell you what is in the reactor. In the reactor, I put CO2 gas and the CO2 gas and zinc oxide 20% and just 20% for the reactor, and I put a little bit of caustic soda, a little bit of hydroxide of potassium, and just a very small piece of aluminum foil to make the reaction to make a gas inside of the reactor. So after a few minutes, I liberate the small amount of gas, but I left gas inside 80%, and the 20% of the liquid of the gas that I was talking about a little bit before. So in the reactor is taking place the liquid 20% and the gas about 80%. So the gas that I have there, I am very sure that is hydrogen with another elements. Did you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I wanted to share also, is Mr. Keshe there?
Yes.
Mr. Keshe, I want to share with you, I have several magraphs here in my home. The first one was the white cube that I call it the zero-time transportation cube. I don't know if you remember the first time that I introduced the cube with you, or maybe 2 years ago or something like that. Do you remember? A white cube that I made with different reactors inside?
Not really.
Okay.
Don't forget, I'm an old man. I forget. I don't even know.
No. You have several students, so it's hard to remember. But I made a cube because the reason because I made that cube is because you said that we have a zero time and transportation, and we can and you said also that we can create a main plasma in the center of the cube to have teletransportation. So I am very sure that the zero time transportation about the information is taking place. Because the almost all the testing that I am doing is I am following the teaching, but I am following also my soul. My soul. I am following the instructions. So I want to let you know that I have my dreams are very different when all the magraphs. I am having different kind of dreams, like I am conscious, or I am aware inside of my dreams, and I can do different things inside of the dreams. I don't know if you can understand me what I am talking about, but maybe 1 month 1 month back, I had a dream and I had a dream with Jesus, and Jesus told me that you were working with the humanity because you're gonna bring back to Jesus in a more a stronger energy from Jesus to split it in the humanity. So Jesus told me that you are doing some works or some testing in the grave with all the stuff about the Maghreb system, but I don't know, maybe it sounds like a little bit crazy, or maybe it sounds like a tale, but I am a children, so I am believing in my dreams. So Jesus told me that we're gonna have all the plasma technology using in the grave of Christ to expand the wisdom of the universe to the humanity. And in this in the grave, I was be able to see Tesla coils and Maghreb systems to interact with the time and with the energy to change the course of the humanity, because the course of the humanity is in danger to the course of the humanity is in danger because we can have a nuclear war. So one of the missions that you are taking place in is to save the humanity. I was thinking twice to tell you this, but I was very impressed with this information, and I am very sure that this information is coming for another level of understanding for the humanity, and just I wanted to share with you this dream. I would like to hear your opinion, Mr. Keshe.
I lost the dream part. My net dropped off. Sorry about that. Can you
Don't worry, it's okay.
Can you repeat it again, please?
Yeah, I had a dream with Jesus.
Yeah.
And Jesus was talking with me that you are working with all this technology to bring back Jesus to this time in the heart of the humanity.
Your work.
Your work. In my dream, you were in the Jesus grave, working with the plasma technology, but with the Tesla technology also. You were working to work with the space and the time to work with the energy of Christ, to bring that energy to the humanity.
Thank you very much. What I would like to ask is if as many as people can test this CD-ROM, if it works for us as good as it works for our friend in Mexico, that maybe we have found a way, another way to be able to measure even the fields. Do the colors manifest the strength of the fields? Can we associate ganses and their density with these kind of things?
I had another video with another kind of guns, and the fields are different. If you want,
yeah,
I
well,
can.
what we like to do, let me explain. What I like to do, I will get this tested very rapidly in the next few days. We do some tests ourselves, because I search for ways, the simplest way that people can see the fields, how we can direct the fields, and it's important for us, especially in space technology, to be able to track where the leakages are, which direction the fields go. Give us opportunity in the next couple of weeks, and if the knowledge seekers who have this opportunity to do these things, to test it, and we come back and check, and we'll all of us see if it is for us to see what we've seen here, and maybe we can establish a parameters. Don't forget the small disk and the big disks are very different, and it has to be of the same structure if you're using the same batch of disks. And try to use a plain disk, or if you have a disk with the music on it, does it make any difference? And these are the things, maybe this is a breakthrough. We've been waiting for another breakthrough in a way to be able to see the field. But we have to be very cautious, and it's fantastic what you've shown. That's beautiful. Thank you very much for your work.
Thank you for you, Mr. Keshe.
Thank you indeed. Let me, while you are here from Mexico, our friends from Mexico, Keshe Foundation has invested in Mexico in opening a factory. Hopefully, we should be able to explain and show you. Arman is asleep. Otherwise, we should have shown you. You most probably have seen the Keshe Foundation in Mexico pictures coming in. We are building a structure that where research can be done by the Mexican scientists and Keshe Foundation scientists, and maybe we will be in Mexico very soon. We will not announce it, but in a coming time, we are in the process of Arman is spending a lot of time in Mexico, setting the factory up, getting it done. The Keshe Foundation manufacturing team have been to Mexico from Europe a couple of 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we are looking for the Mexican knowledge seekers who can teach Mexicans who are going to work in the factory. What we set up is that we use the Keshe Foundations in each nation to be able to teach and at the same time have work within the factories. These are large size factories. We are talking 6,000-7,000 square meter. Maybe in Mexico we can increase it to around about 18,000-19,000 square meter factory space. We are embarking heavy investment in South America, and what it is, if you have set up a Spanish-Mexican Universal Council, that's the time to go to them. Get in touch with the Universal Council member, get in touch with South American Earth Council member, and start gathering together the know-how, the teaching apparatus in Spanish, that the factories can come into operation, because we need people who have the knowledge about the plasma technology and nanotechnology, that they know how to handle materials, how to train the staff. Is there any member of the manufacturing team in the background, Vince or Rick, that if they have any pictures they can show?
I see one here, maybe.
Okay, let me see what I can dig out of Mexico's. Rick, I'm going to send you pictures from Mexico factory. I don't know if people have seen it or not. It's a very, very active Mexico, very active team. It's amazing what they're doing there. Very proud of their work. It is, if there is a pictures can be shared from the management team of the manufacturing, I'm looking for pictures. So please get together, speak to your Universal Council member, speak to your Earth Council member, that we can set the factory running. We're looking in 3 to 6 months opening, hopefully. And this is important for us. We need, and then we are announcing very shortly, most probably there is another South American nation we are moving into. There is some negotiations in the background. If we succeed, we announce it, but Mexico has been bought by the Keshe Foundation, the property and the team are there. I don't know. Have you ever shown the Mexican pictures by any chance, Rick?
It was in the opening video.
Yeah, I think we did. Maybe maybe you shared them with me already. Some yes, above there, Mr. Keshe. I've got the gang, the whole gang picture. Let me just
Yeah, these are the people
try
who
to
said.
get this set up. It kind of goes funky here. Okay, I've dragged
This
that.
is important. Mexico, Mexican supporters of the Keshe Foundation looking for a job, or I'll send it to you again if you don't have it. It's
Yeah,
on the
I've got it here. I just have to get it lined up the screen.
Yeah. So Spanish-speaking Mexicans, that's the one. These are the people who are putting the. There is a lab has been established on the premises very recently, and if you go to the factory, Arman is there next week, and some other members of the Keshe Foundation come and go to finish this project in the next few months. This runs parallel with Accra, and we're working at the same time for the Italian factory to be brought up into line. Any other question?
We had a question from Patrick in the Q&A, and it's a GANS kind of question. He says, I'm Patrick from Germany. My question is, from the presentation of Sunday, April 15th from Arizona Research Center, how they make the H1 hydrogen GANs, they said that he puts the carbon out of the CH3 and then he puts the CH3 in a Coca-Cola bottle with a bottle throat and NaOH to make it nano. Then they put the bottle in a CO2 production. So my understanding is the CO2 production pulls out the carbon, but why they give the CH3 more carbon from the bottle throat, I don't understand that. Maybe you can give me another view. Thank you.
I don't understand.
He says the CO2 production pulls out the carbon, but why do they use the CH3? Why does the CH3 make more carbon from the bottle throat? He doesn't understand why the
if
CH3
it is
in the bottle.
if it's a carbon release, so it makes more. The bottle has got carbon. That's obvious. It's not
And it
just.
also releases the hydrogen from the CH3, correct? That would be the.
No, the hydrogen releases from the chemical bond. Is not a gas.
Well, that's from the bottle throat, though,
From
right?
the bottle, yeah.
Right. So, sort of a double purpose there, I guess. Okay, well, hopefully he'll understand that. I think that's fairly clear. Okay, what else? Any other questions or hands up
Shall we
here?
call it a day?
Sure, we can do that, Mr. Keshe. I think we were going to play the donation video that was requested. We can play that at the end here, as well as a going away video. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Mr. Keshe, before we wrap up
Thank
here?
you. Thank you very much. And thank you very much indeed for your support. We try to extend our support and in every shape or means to all the Keshe Foundation supporters around the world. And we hope very soon we can change conditions that as becoming peaceful one nation, we find peace amongst ourselves and within ourselves. I made an appeal to the American president at the opening of this teaching. Is fundamental, as we are men of peace, and it stands the same. Is not to create fear or threat, is to create a condition that life has value, does not matter where. We have to respect life. Does not matter what position we take as a government, as an individual, as a society. And I'm very, very clear about what I've said, and very clearly, every son of every nation is the son of one father. When you don't have respect for son of a nation, you don't have respect for your own son or daughter. Then better not to be a father. This is very clear. We need to stop all this rhetoric about I clearly made it very clear. Any threat, can you close your microphone please? Any threat against nation of Iran as an Iranian is against me, and as the head of Keshe Foundation, as a man of peace and the power I carry within me, I act. Not to kill, not to damage. But taking a soul leaves a cabbage. As I said, it's very simple. We have to become men of peace. I met with the Americans in respect to the negotiation with Iran, 5+1, prepared to meet with Americans on behalf of the Iranian nation to talk peace. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. As the gentleman said, in his dream I was the Christ. In reality, it's exactly the same. Peace has to come out of the strength, not out of weakness. And I have the strength and I apply it. I do not want to see, as I said to the Israelis years ago, submarines which never come up, ships which will never be found, planes which will never be found. But this time it's not just the planes, the ships and submarines, it's the family of those who apply it to. Because the blood of warmongering has to die amongst mankind. Test me, and I will show. Just test me. I have no fear. My only fear is man to go and kill more. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe, once again. Okay, that wraps up the 221st Knowledge Seekers Workshop for Thursday, April 26, 2018. Thank you, everybody, for attending. And I believe Flint will play a couple of videos here to go out with.
Hello. We are the Keshe Foundation. Our mission is to bring peace on Earth and join humanity with the universal community. We wish and work to bring man as equal to all beings in the universe. By teaching plasma science and technology equally to everyone, no one is left out, and no one is abused due to lack of knowledge. By donating to us, you can help achieve this goal. keshefoundation.org/donate.
The process of understanding is very simple. The process is, as I explained last time, I explained more in detail. We are created out of the rays within the center of the universe. In interaction and reduction in strength and division by the strength in certain strength fields, in collection of the totality of the expansion of the universe, some energies, some dynamic fields have come together. Over billions of years, these fields lead to the creation of what we call the sun. Where the plasma gathers together. The same process repeats again because the sun is the same as the energy center of the universe. Now, the heavier, the larger amount of the energy which is collected in this span of the universe, called the sun, that irradiates out, does the same thing again. Radiates its fields out, and in interaction with the itself, with the fields of itself, leads to creation of planet. In that process of the creation of planet, the same process happens again. In the interaction of the fields of the earth with its environment and cooling and exchange with the strength of the other things in the environment of the space of the solar system, leads to creation of man, cell, matter state. And that itself, in coming together and slowing down in certain ways, as we call, leads to another sun. We call the soul of the man. This is the truth about the life and creation of the man. But if the soul of the man can understand and absorb and be correct with his conduct, he can become the strength of the fields and carry the strength of the field of the planet which came to this creation. And if the soul can understand with the same process, can interact, can be correct, can absorb with itself the totality of the strength of what it needs, he shall become the sun. And then the same soul has the energy that it can absorb within the solar system, within the galaxy, shall become the center of the universe. Earth, we call it the rain. come from and goes back to. In the solar system, we call it planetary system. We come from the rays, we become the planet, and we go back to the mother. The same thing happens with the galaxies, with the solar systems, which they get absorbed back in and they chewed up back into the universe. The life, the process of existence in the universe is the same. It doesn't matter on what exchange and what extent. So, what is the man fighting for? Why do we fight for something which has come from the point of the creation, and in the process it goes back to the creation? The soul of the man, as the energy of the earth, gives the face of the man, the face of the earth, and that process is the same for the soul of the man. Our soul, in reduction in strength, in interaction with the emotion of the field of the environment, leads to manifestation of the existence of the man. But once it's completed, does it need the face? Or can it be and becomes free from it, what we call the soul of the man, to be free and detached from its existence? Our soul is part of the process of the creation. The key to one question, who man shall be in the future, to be answered. As we saw the sun became the earth, and as we saw the earth became the man's soul, what would be the destiny of the soul of the man now becomes free to the point of departure from physicality. Would it become the sun for creation of another life, or many lives, or correction of lives? This shall be, and this is how it happens. When you create a soul which is not correct, which is misconduct by itself, cannot give, you lead to the creation of this next cycle of creation, which has started the wrong way, the wrong strength. This is one thing the man has never understood. You become the creator of another universe, another cycle. And this is what you have to judge within the structure of the soul of the man. What would I like that cycle to be? In the physical life, we create children. In the dimension of the life of the soul of the man, what that soul will create. If man has thought up to now, that's it, my end, my point, when I die is finished, there's as much fallacy that when the sun is destroyed in any shape or form, there shall be nothing left. But we know the part of the sun becomes part of the galaxy and becomes part of new life. So shall be the soul of the man. The judgment of the man has to be according to what he sees the future his soul can conduct to be. The day of judgment is for the man, not in front of the Creator. That what my soul judges to be and what shall create. Man never understood and shall never understand till can solve this dilemma within itself. The reality is very, very, very real. And that is, as we've seen, the energy of the galaxy become the sun, the energy of the sun has become the earth, and the energy of the earth has become the soul of the man. So shall be the soul of the man, which is the energy itself, another cycle of life. How can you change when you don't understand? How can you change the process of understanding if you do not understand the process of the creation? Do we need to extend the understanding of the man that what is the future he brings? We care about our children, what education they get, what they wear, how happy they'll be, where they sleep. Now the man has to be careful and consider, what life shall my soul create? Because those are the children of your soul. As we see, the rays of the sun has become a planet and 7 million children of it. 7 billion unlimited, which is growing. So the soul of the man will go through the same process. How many billions and subdivisions and sub-matter state of the physicality of the man your soul shall create? Would it be the soul of wars and conflict and forever killing? Or would it be the soul of this, let's say, solar system, which is peaceful? This is the truth and the reality about the soul of the man. First of all, as I said many times recently, we never understood that the soul of the man is within the structure of the man. And now that we understood, we understand on departure from the physicality of the man, the same process will carry on as it did for a star, a planet. And the soul of the man becomes another energy source, a higher order, which itself leads to the creation. It becomes the star, it becomes the center of the new cycle of creation. This is what the human race has to understand. The cycle actually starts at the point of death and not finishes at the point of death. In so many ways, if one understands, is as the dusts, specks of dust came together to make the earth in the solar system, so has the specks of the atoms has come to be the creator of the man. And the essence of the creation of the specks of dust on the solar system has led to the creation of the man. So shall be the fields from the soul of the man which lead to creation of another cycle of life. What kind of life man would like to have to be created by his soul? This is the day of judgment. This is what man never understood. Now you have to understand. You have no choice. Up to today you were not aware of it. From today you are aware of it. You are responsible for it. Your conduct has to be to elevate your soul. That in elevating the soul, what you become the creator of stands correct in the conduct of the citizens. We don't give fairy tale. This is the truth. But as you've seen, the process does not stop with one sun. The cycle carries on. It's very interesting in how humanity now knows in fact to handle the fact. It'll take decades for man to understand, and then you understand those who become the tools of war, the tools of conflict. They have nothing to start with. They have to become the dust in the solar system of the others till the day they learn more. as they cannot create a new cycle through their own soul. This is the elevation of the soul of the man. To be part of the creation of a beautiful life for the next cycle. When you don't have it, you have to become another cell in the body of the structure of the bigger, for you to be just there that you can done when you could have been the soul of the man. They say, do not create fear. I give you the point of love for creation. If you cared about your children on this planet to have the best, your true children come out of your own soul in the coming time. How would you like to educate them? How would you like to be when you are in conflict with yourself and the cause of so much mayhem? This is the truth, and the man will take a long time to understand, as now that we understand the soul of the man is an operator for the creation of the future extent of the life of the man. Whatever is gathered by the soul at the end becomes his point of reference of his own creation of his own dimension. But the strangest thing is, what he creates from his soul shall become the creator of the other souls. This is the beauty about the creation, and one understands it, understands no limitation.